But you said, nah, this need to be you.
That's who you are.
Yeah.
Come on, Slime.
You laugh like that?
Nah, not like that, Slime. Come on. I ain't been...
5 and confirmed Havoc said Prodigy was gay. Talk about that.
I have no idea if he is. I do have that.
Capone just blew the lid off a story that's been whispered in back rooms for years, and now the streets are buzzing. He's finally speaking on what really went down between N.O.R.E and Prodigy, and the way he told it, woo. It's got folks seriously questioning if N.O.R.E had a secret hand in Prodigy's fall from grace. See, for the longest, people brushed off the tension between Prodigy and Capone and Noreaga as regular hood beef. Some jailhouse drama, miscommunication, maybe a few ego bruises. But nah, Capone just made it sound way deeper than that. Fans are piecing things together, and some are now saying straight up, N.O.R.E might have been playing a dirty game behind the scenes. So what exactly did Capone let slip? What was the real issue between Noreaga and Prodigy? And was N.O.R.E really tied to that rumored industry setup meant to shut Prodigy up for good? This ain't just rap beef anymore. This is giving conspiracy, silence, and sabotage. To understand why Capone's words hit like a punch to the gut, we gotta take it back to the gritty late 90s and the wild early 2000s.
And you write the book and said N.O.R.E somebody.
N.O.R.E didn't mind that. He didn't mind that.
N.O.R.E my mama mistake.
N.O.R.E was like, how come I tell people that when no one cares, but when Prodigy says it?
N.O.R.E, you mean how you a mistake? The ground.
Back in the day, Mobb Deep and Capone and Noreaga were repping Queens heavy. Real street legends, not some industry-made puppets. They had that raw respect in the game. Now, Prodigy and N.O.R.E, they weren't tight like brothers or anything, but they moved in the same circles. They jumped on tracks together, rocked the same stages, and definitely shared mutual ties. On the outside, it looked like everything was cool.
They calling and saying, yo, Prodigy doesn't want to be a part of the record anymore. So we left Prodigy on the hook. We took his verse off.
But then the vibe changed. Fast forward to 2011, boom! Prodigy dropped his tell-all, My Infamous Life, and that book lit the industry on fire. He wasn't holding back, name-dropping like he had nothing to lose. And one name that jumped off the page, Capone. According to Prodigy, Capone testified in a case tied to Havoc's brother, Killer Black. Whether that was facts or just smoke, throwing an accusation like that into a book, that's enough to start a war. Capone clapped back hard in interviews. He was heated. He even dared Prodigy to say that snitch word to his face, but fans, they weren't letting it slide. They were digging deep, asking, why would Capone even speak in court if he wasn't involved?
No. I gotta say that. I gotta say that. Because Marley wasn't privileged. Marley put in work.
Some were convinced something shady went down, and just when it couldn't get messier, N.O.R.E jumped in too. He backed Charlemagne when he blasted Prodigy for dry snitching just by putting all that courtroom drama into a published book. Now it was N.O.R.E versus Prodigy for real. Eventually, N.O.R.E and Prodigy tried to dead the drama, at least on the surface. They took it to social media to clear the smoke. Prodigy was the first to speak out. He posted, I don't know why people are saying I beat N.O.R.E up. Ha, that's not what my book says. And that's not what happened. Read before you speak. He added, I never said we won or lost that confrontation, just that it happened. I told my story. That's what autobiographies are for, real life. Then N.O.R.E hit back with a short reply, simple, my ninja. And just like that, people thought the beef was finally laid to rest, but the peace didn't last long.
I didn't know nothing about the crime. I wasn't Killer's co-defendant. I wasn't there when the crime happened. I ain't speak to him after. I ain't speak to nobody after. But I gave a fake statement. Hey, it happens. But I didn't put nothing in there to incriminate nobody. But at the end of the day, when it came time for go to trial, they try to use that shit. Like I gave a statement. But go ahead, it's a lie, I don't care. Because Prodigy tried to say, oh, he gotta, what'd he say? He gotta take it up with himself or some fun like that. I'm like, my man, I'm a G, let me tell you something. I bust my gun to the fullest in the hood, man. I did my crimes. I went up north.
By 2012, things exploded all over again. This time with Havoc lighting the match. He jumped on Twitter and dropped some wild accusations, claiming Prodigy was gay and allegedly sent love letters to dudes while locked up. Havoc tweeted, I got ninjas in the jail system to back up that Prodigy was smashing homies in jail. Then he challenged Prodigy to prove him wrong and teased a big announcement. saying people who did time with him know the truth. But it didn't stop there. Havoc got extra disrespectful. He claimed he slapped Prodigy and dared him to run it back. He tweeted, "I had to smack P, ask him. Let's do a one-on-one, me and P."
So in that time when all that's supposed to happen, right after that happened, I came right back to the hood. I didn't go nowhere and hide. I didn't dip from nobody. I was in your face. I was in everybody's face. Nobody had nothing to say. Killer came home. He seen me numerous times in the street. We kicked it. Me and Hav kicked it. Everything. The nigga you say I snitched on was in the streets with me. With me, man. With me. Like it's not a mystery that he was in the streets with me.
He's shook, but he'll avoid it. Then Havoc came for Prodigy's hood pass, calling him a Long Island B and throwing shade at his Queensbridge roots. But hold up, plot twist. Havoc later dropped a statement saying he didn't post any of that, blaming the whole thing on a lost phone. So here's where it really starts to get messy. Our boy N.O.R.E was trying to stay cool, but then an audio clip leaked and it flipped everything upside down.
Then when I go to jail, he goes and runs with the I was with before I went to jail. So come on, I can't be that much of a snitch, B, because had ample time to say anything they wanted, to do anything they wanted. It's 17 years later, my dude. Now come find out you drop a book. You want to mention that? Yeah, everybody told me that to my face 20 years, 15 years ago. You could have told me that anyway. You could have tried to dead my career. But don't wait till now when you drop a book to try to glorify your life. Like it's all that crazy. Like I'm just a snitch. I did my bid. I didn't do a bid just for holding my. I never got punched in my face while having a gun on me.
In that clip, Havoc doubled down on the wild claims about Prodigy's sexuality and even admitted again that he smacked P. No denying it, his voice was loud and clear. And guess who chimed in to co-sign it? N.O.R.E. He jumped in the convo and straight up confirmed, yeah, that's Havoc's voice. But he didn't stop there. N.O.R.E. tossed in a shady little jab at Prodigy, teasing that the cat's gonna be let out of the bag soon. Like, what was he really hinting at?
And we were talking about his book. He has his autobiography out right now.
Right.
And he definitely kept it real about everything from his point of view.
He did a lot of dry snitching, though.
From everything that happened.
He talked about people getting shot, people shooting,
Yeah, he definitely
fighting.
did.
He said it, and you, I like the way you put it, you dry snitch ass. I like the way you put it.
Later on, N.O.R.E. tried to walk it back. Said he was just messing around. But when someone asked him if he believed what Havoc said about Prodigy, N.O.R.E. didn't give a yes or no. He just shrugged it off like, ask Havoc. That non-answer only made the rumors spread faster. By then, the streets were in chaos. Some folks thought the whole thing was just a clout move, especially since Prodigy himself later said they milked the drama. But others felt there was something real brewing under the surface, something deep, maybe even betrayal. Now, fast forward to today, and guess what? There's smoke between Capone and N.O.R.E. now too.
So then he put out a statement. Just getting back into New York after my Easter weekend with family and friends in Jersey. I left my phone at a gas station yesterday evening while on my way to Jersey after a glorious Knicks game. To all Mobb Deep fans, it's business as usual. It's Mobb Deep all day. My Twitter account at The Real Havoc will be down until further notice. The only other real account is at Prodigy Mobb Deep. Ignore the rest. One.
So he talked all this tough talk on Twitter only to say that his phone got stolen at a gas station and somebody else was tweeting it. But when you look at the tweets, he was actually tweeting from the web, not even mobile web, just from the web. So even if your phone got stolen, it don't matter because you was tweeting from the web.
All right, so our boy N.O.R.E. actually.
Word is Capone's been distancing himself. Sources say he's not hitting up N.O.R.E. like he used to, not pulling up, not showing love like back in the day. Something's definitely off. Word on the street is Capone's been low-key telling folks he's not feeling the way N.O.R.E. moves lately. Not just that, but he's side-eyeing the type of industry folks N.O.R.E. keeps around.
Played a clip of this is Havoc, right?
This is Havoc.
Talking about Prodigy.
Yes.
We'll say allegedly just to cover our ass,
Allegedly,
but this is Havoc.
I don't got nothing against gay people or nothing like that, but I'm just saying, look your son, look, watch, and then this in the jail, come out from the woodworks and they're gonna tell you what the this was doing. He gay. I had to smack him like a month and a half ago when we was doing South by Southwest.
Now explain what he just said, Charlamagne.
He basically said that his former partner in rhyme. I don't want to say former because I guess they're still together. Prodigy is gay, and there's dudes in the jail that are going to come out the woodworks and back up his story. And he's actually smacked Prodigy a month and a half ago at the South by Southwest show.
Something about his energy, his alliances, it's rubbing Capone the wrong way. But now, things take a dark turn. We can't ignore the fact that Prodigy spent years pulling the curtain back on the music industry, the system, the feds, and yeah, even secret societies. He was fearless with it. He called out shady execs, corrupt government ties, and those mysterious figures behind the scenes doing nasty things nobody wanted to talk about. He even spoke on the so-called Illuminati loudly. Prodigy straight up said he wasn't scared to die if that's what it took to bring the truth to light. He wasn't sugarcoating anything. Then boom, 2017 hits and suddenly Prodigy is dead. They said he choked on an egg in a hospital bed. What? But come on now. Fans immediately started questioning the whole thing. Something wasn't sitting right. Because here's the kicker. Prodigy was in the middle of working on a music project about the Illuminati at the exact time he died. And guess who was quick to shut the whole convo down? N.O.R.E.
I think that it happened, things like this been happening over years. You've been hearing rumors. And even though, he probably going to come and he's going to deny it, I think that the crap will be let out the bag very soon.
During a sit-down interview with Havoc, when the topic came up, N.O.R.E. brushed it off fast, called it nothing more than a wild conspiracy theory, just like that, end of story. Or was it? It looked like N.O.R.E. was trying to nudge Havoc into backing him up, acting like the whole thing was just some wild conspiracy and nothing more. But the way he played it, it felt too smooth, too controlled. That's when the theories started flying.
It's definitely not a joke, man. There's a lot of real stuff going on out here in this world. Secret societies are real. It's definitely very obvious, that they're at work and it's at play in the music industry, in the food industry, politics. Everywhere you turn is everywhere. You just got to read the signs, you know what I mean? The writing on the wall, basically, is all in front of your face, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Some folks think N.O.R.E. was just protecting his ties in the industry, making sure he stayed in good with the gatekeepers. But others, they believe it was bigger than that. Maybe he knew something, or worse. Maybe he helped spin the story that tore Prodigy down. Not like a setup with hands on it, but in a slicker way. The kind that discredits you, gaslights you, and leaves you looking crazy when you're actually speaking truth.
Once people just learn about it and do a little research about it all, they'll be able to see like, oh wow, I understand what's going on. And all this ritualistic and rituals on little, they kids doing satanic rituals. Like, this stuff is really going on in this world. Like, you know what I mean? You got sick people like Jeffrey Dahmer and different people like that. And I believe that it was a different background to it, why he was doing what he was doing. I think it was some ritualistic things going on.
When Prodigy needed someone to back him up, N.O.R.E. stayed joking, co-signing wild claims, and keeping Prodigy's name floating around in a bad light. If the beef was really squashed, and if N.O.R.E. was really just clowning, why keep pushing that negative energy? Why add fuel to the whispers instead of shutting it down? Now, with Capone reportedly keeping his distance from N.O.R.E., it's looking suspect. Maybe Capone knows more than he's letting on. Maybe this is his quiet way of stepping back, clearing his name, and refusing to co-sign whatever's been going down behind closed doors. One thing's for sure, the cracks are getting harder to hide, and the deeper you dig, the less this looks like leftover rap beef.
Even though I was inside, locked in a prison, I wanted to show them that I still had no fear in my heart, about speaking my mind and letting people know what time it is. There's no reason for me to fear because it's really nothing. There's nothing they can do besides in it, and I'm not afraid of it.
But here's the cold truth. When you speak out too loud, like Prodigy did, you either get blackballed or you vanish. And now, more folks are starting to say it out loud. It ain't a coincidence that Prodigy passed the way he did under some seriously sketchy circumstances. Meanwhile, N.O.R.E.'s out here landing major corporate deals, sitting pretty with platforms like Diddy's Revolt. So the real question is, did N.O.R.E. make it because he sold out? Was he handed the bag for keeping quiet? Or maybe even for helping shut down someone who refused to be controlled? Was N.O.R.E compromised? Did he trade real loyalty for industry favor? And when you look back at how he treated Prodigy, was it all really just jokes? Or was there something way darker going on behind that smile? Drop your thoughts in the comments, cause this one runs deep. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you never miss what's really going down out here. And keep your eyes open, because you never know what we're about to uncover next in our hood.